Here we go.
It feels like it's been so long again.
All right. I don't like taking these breaks. It's 2023. We going hard.
No, that's
Is
right.
it first podcast of the new year? Let's go.
And we're doing good too. It's the second day of the. Well, I'm giving away, so now I'm putting Andrew on a pressure plate.
Putting him on a time clock. That's all right. He can cut that in editing. He can cut that in editing. It's fine.
No, listen. I like having the challenge because now that my days are set, like everything is settled in the retail world.
Yeah,
All
That's
is
true.
back
That's
to
true.
normal.
The holidays are over. The storm has passed.
Exactly. The storm has passed. Because this is what happened last time we tried to start this podcast. Me and Jordan both worked in retail, and it went crazy, and then we never did it. So we powered through. We skipped a couple weeks, but now we're starting a new year, and it's time.
Heck yeah. I mean, you were just on the grind. That's all it was. You were on the grind.
Yep.
and now I got to keep pace with Andrew. I don't think I can do 365 days of constant content, but I am. This is my goal. This is going to sound funny, but this is my goal for 2023: is to not make goals for 2023. I'm just going to do things.
Yeah, that's me. I don't want to
I'm gonna do
set
'em.
goals. I just like I don't want to be pressured with a goal. I just want it to be fulfilling.
Yep, just going to do it.
I was gonna say that's the thing. Don't tell yourself that you'll do it tomorrow, because then you'll never do it. If you're gonna do something, just do it.
Yep.
I have that problem too. I procrastinate to no end. So anytime I feel like I want to do something, if I'm not motivated enough to get up and do it immediately in that moment, then it's probably not going to get done. So I have to make myself. It's like, hey, if you really want this to happen, if you want to do this, you got to do it right now.
Yep, I've done like I started like secretly and Kelsey knew, like I'd mentioned it to her, my wife, and we sat down to eat tonight for dinner, and I just drank water. I was like, I'm just doing it. I'm not making no bold claims like I'm drinking nothing but water. No more soda, no more tea. But I was just like, you know what? One step at a time. We were at a restaurant. I could get unlimited sweet tea, but I got water instead. Just those little things. Just
That's
win the battle.
That's the best step you can make. Honestly, I have felt better overall this past year than I had in the few 5 or 6 years before that, because at the beginning of last year, I stopped drinking anything other than water and occasionally a glass of milk or a glass of juice. And I mean a small glass of juice. But the only time I really drank milk was whenever I was eating cereal. I didn't actually have a glass of milk. I just had milk with cereal. Over the past year, I've probably drank probably 5 or 6 bottles, like the actual like jugs of juice that you buy. I got cranberry juice because I like cranberry juice, but I bought one of the big bottles of cranberry juice, and one of those would last me 2 months, 3 months. I've got one sitting in my fridge now that I've had for 3 months, but that's just because I haven't drank that much juice in the last 3 or 4 months.
And see, I think that's weird because my family's always kind of roasted me because I water down juice. Like I love juice, but I feel like it's always like I can chug. Don't get me wrong, I can chug some juice, but then afterwards, like sometimes I get heartburn. Stuff is too strong, so I'll water it down sometimes, or most of the time, to be honest. So it's like
I do too. I do the same thing. If it's cranberry juice, grape juice, orange juice, doesn't matter. If it's juice, I'll usually put between a third and a half a cup of water and the remaining amount to fill the cup with juice.
I'm basically like I never grew up. I just stayed a small child. But yeah. So I'm excited because I think that is a big goal I've always had, being a content creator. I guess I could say I am.
We are. We're content creators.
I
We
mean,
are creating this content right now.
We are making content, right? But I think that's a big thing is to try to be healthy. Because if anyone's known me for a long time, my weight is like a roller coaster. But getting up there in age, definitely have to be more mindful of that stuff. Because just because everything's good, I went to the doctor like a week ago. Cholesterol good, everything was great. But like you said, that could change tomorrow. I'm a bigger dude. I'm older. I'm not a relic, but it could change for the worse. It doesn't take long. That's how it happens.
That's
We're
true.
working on it though, Grandpa.
Listen, okay, that was something I talked. Shout out to Dark Light Aether because he was telling me like I write all my decks in my little. I've got a little Captain America Avengers notebook, and it's like a neat little journal book. And I have all my Digimon decks, most of my Magic decks. They're all in there, and I'm gonna start putting them on Digimon.io. I'm gonna make a new account with Nightmares, my actual name, instead of Not Mares. And there we go. I'm going to start putting them on there so I can just link them to people, link them to my YouTubes, more deck techs, all that stuff. Because people really want that stuff. And I take it for granted because, we talk about it all the time.
That's me. Usually, whenever we're talking about it, like I'm so mobile. Whenever we're talking about it, I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'll do that deck profile," and then I'll get home and I'll be like, "I don't want to do that deck profile now."
Yeah, that's the thing is by the time you make it home, you're so tired and worn out. You're like, I just want to turn my brain off.
Yep. I mean, I've even got the Digimon.io app installed on the computer. Fun fact, there is an app for Windows 10, so you can just have it and start doing it. Boom.
Really? I'll have to get that.
Yep.
I
It's
did
really
not know
awesome.
that there was an app. That's interesting. I'll look into that.
It's like a little plug-in. It's a Windows 10 whatever app. You can boom. There you go. Just instantly start making your decks.
Neat.
I mean, I thought it was because it's nice. Which if you guys don't know, there's a .io for or a .dev for pretty much everything. One Piece, Pokemon, Magic. Which Magic has a lot. To me, I prefer MTG, Goldfish, and things like that. But that's just because you can create proxy counters and everything from that, which is to me very useful. But almost every card game has an IO. So you just gotta search for it, deck creator, whenever game you're wanting to do.
Speaking
So
of deck
how was
creators,
well, sorry, what was that? What was that, Drew?
speaking of deck creators, I've been scrolling through the Pokemon one. That's another venture that we've been slowly partaking in.
Well, yeah, if we're going to regionals, I've done turned in my PTO days. Done burnt too, because I
Oh,
don't think I'll make it to the
did somebody win an opportunity to go to regionals?
Well, there's one in Knoxville.
There's one in
Oh,
Knoxville, yeah. So we can just go. That's the fun thing about Pokemon regionals is it's the only way you can get points to go to
national.
nationals than the
Okay.
worlds. So you can just, as long as you pay, you can play. Now, depending on how many people show up, but usually regionals are pretty good to just snag some points because there's usually over 200, 300 people show up. So it's always nice. You're going to get points and the goodie bag is nice. You pay $25, $35. You get your ticket to all 3 days of the event. And then, you get your goodie bag. You get your play mat, whatever. You get a pin, like stuff like that. So yeah, it's if you got one and I've done actually signed up. I haven't got my hotel set in stone yet, but I've actually it falls on my vacation in March, at the end of March, and I'm wanting to go to the North Carolina one as well. So big plans. Maybe never make it to day 2, but by gosh, I'm going to go and meet some people and have fun.
What it's all about, really.
Oh, I miss it. Miss it so bad. I mean, I talked about it in the last one. That was one of my things is, I love slinging cardboard. Physical cardboard. I like playing online, but love slinging some real expensive shiny cardboard around. So how was your all's holidays?
It was good.
Good.
Quiet. good.
Yeah, I remember my first holidays living alone. It was very, very weird.
It's not really festive because you're the one who has to create the festivities whenever you're alone. So
You're alone. It's like, yeah.
I don't mind it though. I'm a creature of solitude most of the time anyway. So
The Balrog.
it was for me. It was pretty much just another day. But I wished a bunch of people Merry Christmas, talked to a few people, ate some Chinese food, and played video games.
Yeah.
The Chinese food was the only place that was open today on that day.
It sounds great to me. Sounds fan-freaking-tastic.
There were some points during all of the festivities that I wish I was at home playing video games.
I can imagine. Even towards the end, whenever we had just a few people coming over to the house before I moved out for holidays, I still mostly kept to myself and stayed in my room whenever everybody was there. Like I would come down and eat dinner with everybody, but after I was done eating, I went up to my room and that was it. I'm not big on crowds, even of people that I know. I'm not big on crowds.
The only crowd I want to see is a bunch of guys slinging cardboard.
So, Tiny's holidays went well. How'd yours go, Drew?
Good. Grayson was excited. Grayson got everything he wanted. That's all that mattered to me. So it was good. I walked away with a box of BT7 that I still haven't opened, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet.
That's content right there.
Oh man, that's content. 365 days. There you go, baby.
That's one of your days right there. Bam.
Oh, that's 24 days, boys. What are you talking about?
You can open one pack a day.
TikTok status right there. Let's go. Let's go.
The whole pack opening thing, like sometimes I'll sit and watch them, but those times I'm like, I'm not opening that. I don't care.
Yeah.
That's why I like with the whatnot. The whatnot's fun because we're opening it for somebody else, and then I just send it off to them. So that's pretty fun. I've been having fun with that with Grayson.
I think that's why I couldn't be a TikToker. Like making a video once a day for 24 days, just opening one pack at a time.
Listen,
I don't think I could do it.
So I was trying to do that, but now that I've kind of done it on YouTube and started uploading those shorts, make all the content in one day and then schedule it.
Yeah. That's something I need you to coach me in, Andrew, because all the big YouTubers, TikTokers do that. They set their day and they have a day to where like it's kind of even funny though. Sometimes they'll switch shirts and everything. Or that's where I learned the trick. Always wear a black shirt or always wear one shirt. And you just do all your content and then you have your days where your upload days and you just have it spaced out. So you make it, edit it, and then boom, you're ready to go. Start Sunday or Monday and just start putting it out. I just
you buy yourself time.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like this is your recording day, and then you're gonna have X amount of content, and then you're gonna have to schedule another recording day to make the next segment of content.
Mm-hmm.
The only rough part with that is like when I was making the Digimon videos, kind of started all this back up. When I was making those videos, I was using viral sounds, and I would like find the viral sound, and I'm like, well, if I don't use it now, I can't do it later, and it still be viral.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. So some content is time sensitive.
Yep, especially on there.
And that's something too. I was thinking, what I was talking to Kelsey, what's going to be my little niche, and I think I might do record our matches, take out the sound, and then just do gameplay. Like discussions, like why am I doing this, why I reacted to that, and things of that nature. Because I know a lot of people do that. They'd have gameplay videos, but they just sit there and they'll speed them up and then they'll talk a lot but they don't always explain their thought process. They'll tell you what's going on because you might not be able to see the cards as well. But I think over the
There is
webcam, it's
what
easier.
you're talking about. There's one of the YouTubers that I watch. Well, the DigiTubers that I watch all the time. What is his name? Panda.
Yes.
Yeah, Panda. I like Panda pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Like his style of video is exactly what I lean towards. Like if it's a deck profile, he's talking about the deck. He's talking about the stuff that the deck does. And if he's going over his locals videos, he's going in detail on why he did this, why he did that, what his thoughts are on why the opponent did what they did.
Yep.
It's not just like Card Protagonist is great. I love watching their videos just because it's so interactive.
I'm not that level, but yes, they're wonderful to watch. If you guys haven't watched them, you need to. They will get you hyped for new sets. They do me all the time.
Yeah, like I love how they build the tribal deck, and then they both get to get their plays off, and then somebody wins. But Louis the Panda, that's it.
Yes.
Like his videos are great. He goes in detail on everything, and while he's playing, he's walking you through what his thought process is, and it really helps you figure out. Oh, okay. Well, this is what I need to do next time I play.
Yeah. And it's nice watching it live because that's something that I learned from Vault and some of these people is to like give the combos in my deck. So TikTok, some of my most successful TikToks has been my really quick 1 minute deck techs. Like, I go over my War Greymon X, my Jellymon, and Jellymon just, it's so funny because I posted that almost 2 months ago and every day. So I'm like, oh, well, someone shared it or someone liked it. I'm like, that's so crazy. Like, because, those jank decks, people love to see them out there. Like, War Greymon done good, but my original Dark Knightmon deck on YouTube, it done phenomenal for my channel. And so, yeah, I think I'm definitely going to try to pump out more content like that. Start streaming more. That's my big. I'm very animated, so I think people like to watch me freak out and stuff.
Like I want to make videos, but then I want to stream, and then I'm just like, well, I can just stream and then use those and cut videos. Like,
I keep like I've tossed it around in my head for almost a year now about like getting the model and started streaming, doing the VTuber thing, and like I just need to do it. But the problem is that getting a good model that I would be satisfied with is so expensive. It's so expensive. Even like I know a place where I can get a good one for what I would consider to be the low end of pricing for a good model. With all the bells and whistles, it's probably going to be like $900.
See, that sounds crazy, but you have to look at it like a long-term investment if you use it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I like VTubers because I want to see their next animations. Like, I don't know, I'm just fascinated like how it reacts when they get shocked, like when they actually like are like, "Oh my gosh." And I'm like, "Oh, that's a new animation." I was like, "I hadn't seen that one." That was different than the one where they're smiling because I I'm attracted
The
to them. I think
different
they're cool.
the different expressions and stuff. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I'm very deep down that rabbit hole.
Like I love it. Like I've followed so many people on my YouTube page because I'll see them on TikTok and I'm like, oh man, that's a really cool avatar. And I'm like, let's go follow them, see what content they make. So yeah, 2023. We're not gonna lull, not gonna lay idle, going to keep pumping out content, and I like that. Holidays went good for me. We're very hectic because we have multiple houses on multiple days because we switched days, so we had with my father-in-law and stepmother-in-law, and then we had our Christmas, then we had Friendsgiving, like all we just it's just so much over the holidays. So it's like Christmas isn't just like a couple days, it's like 4 to 5 different days because of
yeah, I saw you
multiple
just
families.
You
Yeah.
posted this past weekend.
Yeah, we just had Christmas with my mother-in-law and stepfather-in-law, so it's like, like literally like the other day, and it's just, but now it's over. Busy season is over, and now it's time. I think we can do it. Got a lot of decks I want to try out, both Pokemon and now that I feel like I've tested them enough on PTCGO, I'm building them, and I'm going to take one of these three
The regionals.
to regionals, and I think they're both very good. And my win rate, like I said, like I don't feel like I brick too hard with them, but they're all really fun.
Listen,
Love 'em.
that Zorbox is great. Like, it is purple.
Is he still locked out on the PTCG Live?
So the Hisuian one is. I don't think it's
Okay.
bugged out, which sucks because it's a really good card in the deck.
Yeah, that's what I
But
was saying. That's very good. I was wondering if they
like,
was ever going to get that fixed, which they're trying. I mean, they posted on their Twitter that they were working on it. I just don't know what they'll do to keep it in check or fix it really.
Digimon, get on your client. Panda, come on, get to it.
Hey, like I
Need an online Digimon client right now. Give it to me.
we do, because like this was funny. A lot of people don't know, and hey, podcast listeners, if you play Pokemon and don't know, PTCG Live, you can't go back to the PTCGO, which is the client that it's been for years. So if you merge your account with the new Live, you can't go back. Like I can't go back to PTCGO now. I'm stuck on Live, but I can play
Totally
it on
worth
my
it.
phone. And I've liked it so far. I think it's fun. Like I can build any deck I want, and I guess coming over, all those packs I didn't open converted to freaking dust, and I was like, "Holy God, I can build a."
You could build any deck that you wanted.
I have literally built 12 I built Lugia. I built everything. I've got Mew. I got Mewtwo. I built anything I didn't have. I've basically built, and I've still got so much. Is it ethereal or whatever? I've still got so much left. And I was like, oh, I can
See,
build at least 3 more decks.
this goes back to me playing Tyrannomon because I've played Zorobox from the time that I downloaded Live to now. All I've played is Zorobox, and just the other day I made Durant Meal just to test it, and I still only played like 2 games with it, and I'm back on Zorobox.
You got a type that you like. Nothing wrong with that.
I hit it, and then I stay there. Everything else in life, ADHD ruins everything. But when it comes to card games, I'm just sticking with this one thing.
You got your hyperfixation.
Got hit with the hyperfixation, and I still I've got this Chaos Gallantmon deck built, and I still want to play it, but I also don't want to take it anywhere because I don't know how well it plays.
Well, that's something we can look forward to this week because, listen, both versions of Virus Imperial are ready. The one I've got the Gabumons ready, and then I've got the other variant, the TK slash um Growlmon and stuff ready to go too. So both of them ready to go.
Heck yeah.
Well, I'll have all day Wednesday.
Me too. Got all day Wednesday.
Listen, so for the podcast listeners, Wednesday, which will probably be tomorrow, me and Mikey will be testing in our Discord server that you guys can join.
Hey.
Tomorrow, huh? That's bold. Really setting the bar high this time.
Well, so Wednesday for us, tomorrow for the listeners.
I like it. I like that schedule you're trying to keep there. This is like Fast and Furious.
Yep. Listen, I'm taking it by the reins. 2023 is going to be my year.
Getting serious, shifting into high gear.
We got baby on the way. Some hopeful plans with that coming. Don't want to get too excited just in case, but
I was
hey.
about to say, I'm. Don't worry, I'm keeping the hype for you. Told Kelsey literally every day.
I'm hopeful.
So holidays went good. I think we can transition into our hot topic of the evening.
It's a very
And
spicy topic that I don't know. It's one of those things that you don't want to kind of call out, but then you're like, I want to talk about it though.
I mean, you have to think about it this way, like because it's such a broad topic, we're not like attacking anyone specifically. And honestly, I wouldn't even say that you shouldn't listen to what they have to say because they have a vested stake in the market. Obviously, they understand the market better than most people. So it's okay. Like I think it's a good thing to watch their content in that regard and pay
That is
attention to
true.
it. But you have to take it with a grain of salt.
Exactly.
if you guys are wondering what we're talking about, so somewhere along the lines in the last episode we talked about Digimon dying, which we all know it's not dying at all. It's just in the lull season. But like every card game, we're talking about there was this weird freak scare, and I don't know where it's got started, but that the reprint set Rising Wind might not get released in America, and the reason being is that someone said, "Hey, BT11's here, BT12, BT13, there's done boxes that these stores can allocate or done start pre-ordering for their stores. Rising Wind was not one of them, just like Starter Deck 11. Is that the one that we got as the box topper? So and this is how content works. You ride the hype train, you ride the trends, and a lot of DigiTubers jumped on the fact that we might not get it. And if we don't get it, that's going to be a lot of cards that we were hoping for, such as the TK reprint, the ties, the mats, all
There's so
these,
many
yeah,
promo reprints. Oh my god, so many promos that needed reprints badly.
that we need badly. I'm still a firm believer that it's not a want, it's a must. Rise Greymon. But there's also this is my only thing. I'm going to debunk this, and I have no facts. This is just me being old and experiencing many card games. There's too many new cards in the set, and and I get that Bandai has done this before and screwed us over and not given us things in a set. They give it to us in small doses, and some promos we don't get, and that's just how card games work. I just think there's too much at stake in this set for America to not get it, because I just feel like this every region to not needs this set in order to help Digimon just grow even more and keep
Well,
growing.
for it to grow at all to happen because the
New
cards
players have to have access to old cards.
right. So the
Yes.
staples that everybody needs, like, well, I won't say needs because as a jank player, I won't say needs.
I
But
will. Vmon, jamming Vmon, Demi Vmon, All Force. Like that's my hope, because All Force is in the big set, the gold set. So I mean, he's done got announced in the reprints. We need Magnamons. We need some of these cards.
Everybody wants the blue Upamon.
Yeah.
I mean, the blue Upamon won't be quite as prominent whenever BT11 Wanyamon comes out, but still, it's a staple. Basically every blue deck right now that can use it uses it.
Well, think about and I know these aren't super expensive cards, but Chumon and Craniumon and stuff. Craniumon's still one of my favorite characters. Diabormon, I don't see any future support, but we need some of that stuff. We need the Sumimon and I think every Upamon. Just cards you need.
But I mean, without it, it doesn't help the growth of the game.
The memory boosts. Like, yeah, I know there's still starter decks out there, but every memory boost is still, you know, $10. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot for Magic or Pokemon and stuff. There's some really expensive cards out there. But you need that stuff.
Almost
But
every deck uses memory boosts. Now, with Blue Flare recently, Blue Flare has its own memory boost that's archetype specific. And if you have an Achilles Mon deck or a Pulsemon deck, it has its own memory boost now that's archetype specific. But
yeah,
by and large, every other deck uses memory boosts that are the generic, like color specific memory boosts.
yeah, for sure. And you know they're a big searcher because you know we don't have any type of scry or anything like that, and um we do somewhat, but you can't search your deck. You don't have a tutor in
Yeah.
Digimon, so you really need things that can let you grab those cards. But like I don't know, Rising Wind just seems like a good set. It's got cards you want, cards you don't want. For me, playing from the beginning, like I mean, some cards like the original BT as a BT1, the secret Metal Greymon. I mean, dude, I don't think that's a great. I don't think that's a great card at the time. It still wasn't even an amazing card, but it's cool. You know what I'm saying? You know, like for a collector, that's kind of neat because every secret, you got to have those fillers. And I need the Ghost
You
Game
gotta have
cards.
those. You gotta have those. Shoutmon
Yeah.
King.
See, but everybody needs a Blitz Omni. And I get it, he's just $10, but I don't want to sit there and be like, hey, he's $10 because when I first pulled my very first Blitz Omni, I was like, I literally got him out of the pack that came with the blue the Cocytus blue deck. The original blue deck. I got it in the pack that came in that starter deck, and I was so pumped. I was like, man, this is awesome. Like my day was made.
The thing that Mikey is trying to get at though, this whole scare with whether or not Digimon was dying and people taking advantage of that was it kind of brought to the forefront the fact that the vast majority of DigiTubers, Digimon content creators, are also store owners.
Yeah.
So they have a stake in the health of the game in a way that even the players don't, because they have a very big monetary stake in the game that a lot of players don't have and won't have. But that also colors how they present things in relation to the Digimon community in a different light than someone who was not a store owner, because even the most unbiased person is going to have some inherent bias towards supporting their own store. Like they're going to support their own business. If they own a business, they're going to support their own business. Even if they don't do it intentionally, they are. And there are a few videos about, watching the Digimon market and keeping track of card prices, seeing what's going up, what's going down in relation to the leaks for sets that are yet to come out over here that have already released in Japan. Some of those videos I have seen, in respect to those creators, they know who they are. They have said anytime they make one of those videos to take what they say with a grain of salt. And I think that's respectable. That's fair. Because they have a product to sell you. So you should always be cautious when someone's trying to sell you something. Not to be cynical, but that's the truth.
Yeah. And I like that take because, and you do have to understand they have a lot of experience in selling multiple card games. So they have seen trends before. So they're not ignorant by any means at all. They are smart in that sense, but they, like Tiny said, they're not meaning to have their words weighted, but it's just like when every one of us has seen it, every listener has watched it. When a new card gets announced, just like I fussed about Kennel Weissmon, when the new Gamamon support got announced, it shot up.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
All Force was another deck when when everything gets announced, they shoot up in price. Death Xmon shot up in price at the start of BT10 and now it's slowly dropping. It's just like cards like TK, Yellow TK, the Tai Kamiyas, the +1 security. Those cards are staple cards in yellow and red. Like you can never have. Well, I mean, you need a playset at least. And of course, if they get reprinted, which sometimes it doesn't affect it that much. Like Promo Agumon got reprinted in the gift box, but yet there wasn't enough of them. So it affected the original promo a little bit. It dropped a couple dollars, which is good. But then the other one got more expensive, and that's just kind of how it hopefully will work to balance itself out. Or if the market gets enough of them, they'll just come down like, TK won't be $15-$16. He'll drop to like 7, 8. So you can get 2 for the price of what one is now. And that's what we hope. But I just feel like that's going to be the weight of it. Digimon being a young game, what they say really affects the market. I know they're not necessarily always meaning to, but
Yeah.
their words have, like I said, a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And it
I
affects
mean,
people.
even if they weren't store owners, obviously they're big digitubers. The community as a whole pays attention to them. So their words are going to have weight no matter what.
Well, I mean, I do it. I do it all the time. I myself, like, we'll see cards and be like, even in our community, our small community, we're all great, but like we'll say something or somebody else say something and it draws attention to a card. Like, us ourselves will be like, oh man. And then people will be like, oh, why is that card so great? And then when we start explaining it to them, they're like, oh shit. Like, and the wheels in their head start turning. So it's just, we don't mean to, but it happens. Like, and that's why we're hyped. Like, if I'm sitting here looking right now, TK just got announced as in the reprint set. He is BT 187, the original. He is going to be in reprint booster, and so is the purple mat. So,
Oh, there they are.
yeah,
Yeah, the
they
boys.
literally dropped the bomb while we're recording, guys. The boys, the brothers are getting reprinted, and they're both good cards, especially TK, because we were all hoping that when the Davis and the ties and all those got reprinted in the starter decks, we was hoping that they would put that TK in those. But we got the not so good TK, that very mediocre TK. This is the
Look,
TK we wanted.
look. All I'm saying is, if that TK and the Magna Angemon get reprinted, you're gonna see a whole lot more security control.
Oh gosh.
Hey, listen. And see, here's the thing. So, okay, I'm not a card shop owner, but I do dabble in selling cards on TCG Player. I sold all my Magna Angemons, guys. Every one of them. Because we're getting to the last of the reveals, and there has been no Magna Angemon. So people are buying them now because the only other one you're going to be able to get is the gold one in the anniversary set. And that one's definitely not going to be cheap. So they're buying those Magna Angemons for 35 and stuff right now. I mean, let's look and see what the price is. But there's reason behind that. If it doesn't get reprinted, there's no sense in bringing the price down. That's how stocks work,
True.
So that's just it's a two-edged sword of this world of TCGs in general.
The world of capitalism.
Yeah, baby. Magna Angemon. Okay, let's see what he's selling for right here. Okay, he's stable at 30. So see, he's done dipped a little bit, which is good. His lull was 28. He got back up to around 34, and now he's sitting on average around $31. There's one on here. This is a Japanese. This is English, 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 English. So yeah, there's a couple on here left for 30ish, but then they shoot back up to 35. So, people are buying them. There's about 2 to 3 bought every day. There's only 21 listings right now. See, I'm affecting the market as I fucking talk. Sorry, guys. I mean, it's just, when you mention number, you can't help. When you mention numbers, people get scared because like we just said, we talked about how good those cards are in yellow purple, in yellow and security control. Those are cards you want. And people, you need your playset if you're going to like yellow or play security control. Good cards will always be good cards.
Some cards get power crept, but truly good cards stand the test of time.
I mean, that leads me into another comment, another topic that I stumbled upon today. And once again, I love everybody who makes content. I don't hate a single person who makes content, and I respect all their opinions. But just like mine, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one, or most people. And they're talking about how the power creep of Digimon, even though it's such a young card game, we're experiencing power creep on astronomical levels. And I wouldn't go that far because, like I said, Magna Angemon came in the original set, and he ain't getting power crept out. But promos like Where Garurumon and TKs and things like that, talking about how they lopside the game, how they are too powerful. Some of these old cards are just never going to go away, because if they want to make these cards go away, they have to make an even better card. And that's how power creep starts to get very cancerous. It can get very chaotic in a card game. And I understand that, and I get it. It's just like, but sometimes that works in a positive sense. Like if we get all the new Gamamon support, a lot of the Gamamon promos that are really expensive are going to fade out because it's like, oh, well, this Gamamon's actually pretty solid, or, this level 6 is actually better than that level. That's the positive form of power creep, where it's not as is most extreme. But that's another thing, that Digimon right now, being so young, is at a very, not an unstable point, but we're at that point to where it's like we could teeter maybe a little bit on the verge of what some people would say out of control, because people hate the OTK format so much.
It's volatile. I wouldn't say that it's unstable and
there we go. Yes,
unsteady.
Volatile. There we
go. It's volatile. Like,
way better word there. Thank you, Tony. Thank you.
No problem.
And I don't know. I mean, that's rough. I mean, like, I definitely get where they're coming from, because they're just like us. They've played multiple card games and they've seen it, but I think playing Magic long enough, if you think Standard's too powerful, go to Commander. I know we don't have alternate formats in Digimon, but we've got the chosen ones. We got the chosen ones and stuff, but they seem to always find a way. Every card game finds a way, and I think Bandai will find their footing. And like Dragon Ball Super, they'll do good. I'm putting the utmost faith in Bandai to keep this under control and do good. They've been good about banning cards and looking at tournament data and stuff. And I know people were super excited about Crossheart, but I think they saved us from an even worse meta than no TK, in my opinion. And yeah, I know I'm a red player, but still.
Yeah, it would have been Shoutmon everywhere, and Shoutmon would have been the new Alphamon,
and it would be non-stoppable because it's so fast. That's also a problem in card games. Is like Pokemon's experiencing that right now. They're getting rid of a lot of cards like Ordinary Rod and Quick Ball and Scoop Up Net and all these cards we've been used to for so long.
They're
And
too
it's going
fast.
because they're too fast. It's going to slow down the format in life. Like Zigzagoon, like some of my decks I run, like most of my dark decks, I run a goon in there because I can drop him, put 10 damage on somebody, scoop him up, drop him again, and keep getting that plus from him. And it makes the game, it makes me being able to search and discard and stuff way faster. It makes the game so fast. Like Lugia, so fast. Like all these energies and stuff that are going away. Yeah, they're hurting these decks, but they're trying to stabilize their format and bring it down to a slower pace.
That Mew deck, the Fusion Strike, like they'll get through half their deck on their first turn, and I'm just like, okay, well, I'm still gonna win because Zoroark.
Well, but there's ways around it. Like for instance, like Reggie Drago, dude. Like 9 times out of 10, like people sitting there like, oh, this guy's dead. Like I've got like 6 cards left in my deck, and they'll still have like 30. Like I'm sitting there, Professor's Research, throwing dragons in my discard pile. Da 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 da. I just need 1 V Star. All right, Ultra Ball. Discard these 2 dragons. Boom, Reggie Drago V Star. Now you're dead. And I do get it. Like that deck moves very fast. Like I know those players are sitting there going, God, when is this guy's turn going to freaking end?
Literally every Yu-Gi-Oh player ever.
Yeah.
The only reason a Yu-Gi-Oh match takes 20 minutes is because each person's turn takes 10 minutes. It's not because they go through multiple turns.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, playing Master Duel, that's what I do. I literally will walk away and get a juice and stuff, come back and be like, okay, here's the board state. Oh, well, I'm dead. So true. But yeah. And like I said, maybe it's because I'm not really involved in Yu-Gi-Oh. I still like to play sometimes on Master Duel, I think Digimon is in. We're fine. We're like I'm sitting here sipping my coffee in flames. We're fine. All right. We're fine. We're fine, guys. I joke. I really do. I kid. I think we're going to be fine for real.
I think the holidays is really the thing because nobody.
I don't know how it was for everybody else, but I know that around here, there's a lot of overlap between the people who play Digimon and the people who play like the big 3 card games.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the big 3 had their big events.
Yep.
Like the last couple of weeks of the year, they had their big events leading up to the holidays. And then you got those 2 weeks leading up to the holidays, and then the holidays themselves where people have other things they have to do. It creates a lull in activity for all the card games, but more specifically for the lesser played card games. It creates an even bigger lull in activity for them because everybody is playing the big card games since they have big events going on.
Yeah.
So it feels like the lull in activity is a lot longer than what it actually is, or it feels more pronounced than it should be.
Well, and I think it depends like on your community. You said it like people were like, Bandai, no, One Piece, like I said, we ain't got to play hardly at all. But the Digimon was in its lull. Like there was no major events, there's no store championships, there's nothing going on. It's in the mid set season lull. And so One Piece came out. Smart move by Bandai, actually. Very smart move.
That's the other thing. As far as locals for me went, that was the other reason that there weren't that many people showing up for locals, is because everybody was doing One Piece, so they didn't show up for Digimon.
Yeah, so and it sucks for if you only play Digimon, like, and I know you can throw your stones at me. Because I play so many card games, like I just switched to Pokemon and I'm grinding and testing for February regionals because I didn't do didn't do anything with Digimon. So it's like, One Piece, gobble gobble gobble. I will take your content. Pokemon, let's grind for Pokemon. Let's build some commander decks. And I get it. If you don't, I could understand why you would be nervous, especially if you're leaving. Most people, when I first started playing Digimon, had left Magic, had left Pokemon because they were tired of getting smacked by Mew or getting one shotted and all this stuff. So they came to Digimon and it was fresh. And now
But
we're
then
at
they
that
were
point.
getting one-shotted by Alphamon.
Yeah, it depends on when you started for sure.
Oh, yeah.
That was probably left a bad taste in a lot of players' mouths. But if you would notice, and I have noticed this too, a lot of people are the gears have shifted, and they're selling a lot of their old cards, like me getting rid of my Magna Angemons, people getting rid of their Sec Plus Greymons. They're going ahead and bailing them out because if we do get the reprint, cool, I got in on the high. If we don't, I've done got mine. Like they're getting rid of stuff they're not using. Like now it's people aren't getting out of the card game. They're just starting to dump a lot of their more expensive cards. They're going down to their 1 or 2 decks, and then there's people out there. I've seen a post today. He's got 50 plus decks because Digimon's still a super cheap card game compared to the others.
Yep.
True. That's true.
And I've got 13 plus Digimon decks because I was like, oh, I don't feel like switching these cards out. Even though, I went to the all black sleeves, now I'm in the all black prismatic defenders. It's like today I done it. I was telling Darklight, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy that new alternate version of Blightsteel Colossus because I don't want to take my Blightsteel out of these other sleeves. It's like I'm just gonna buy it just cause. And it's cheap. So it's like, yeah, there you go. I get it. I'm a person too. We're all humans and I understand, but just stick with it. I think you'll really pat yourself on the back. I just think a lot of people don't have a community to hold them up right now. Like you said, our locals were kind of shot, and a lot of people don't know how to webcam, so they don't have a local player base to be like, all right, guys, rally the troops, don't surrender, let's stick with it. They don't have that support group for it. They don't have the positive thinkers. They've just got big digitubers kind of.
Oh no, we're on fire.
Yeah, you got some of them that's like, hey guys, we're going to be fine, but sell all your shit. Uh not everybody was saying that, but I do feel like even in our community, and that's why we were talking about before the podcast, going into 2023, trying to do more for everyone so they can bring their jank. They don't have to bring a S tier deck, or just have fun and enjoy Digimon and all the card games. And I think that's good. So if you don't have a community, guys, hop into ours. We're going to try to do more, and don't wallow in your pity. It's going to be fine.
Yeah. And if you're without a place to play locals, join our community. Get yourself a webcam, get yourself set up. Because we will be hosting online tournaments.
Whoop whoop! 2023.
I really want to do a locals, just like something weekly.
Yeah, I think we should. I think that was one thing. Shout out to Mario. I think that was what got me into Digimon because nobody was playing, COVID was hitting, and then I stumbled upon wonderful Mario Gaming's World. And even though I troll him every chance I get, it's because I do respect the man, even though some people don't, for the amount of effort he put in to keep Digimon literally alive. Like, join my Mario Gaming World circuit tournaments. And that's how I
Digimon
started.
on life support.
Yeah, and that's how I started. And then it just boomed. survived and found a whole community and was like, hey, I love these guys. Great community and they're fun to play with. So I mean, yeah, I wanted to do the same. So, we made Cataclysmic Cardboard. And by God, we're not letting any card games die.
Nope.
Well, maybe Dragon Ball Super. But
well, you can repurpose the Dragon Ball Super because you still haven't made One Piece.
Did I not make a tab?
Nope.
Well, I did too. There's the One Piece tab. There's just nothing in it.
I don't see a One Piece tab on my end, so
yeah, it's a below Digimon. It says One Piece and then Pokemon.
Nope, not there.
No, it's not there for me. It must only be visible to you.
Oh, probably
I don't see it.
Probably because I haven't put anything in it.
Well, you know repurpose the Dragon Ball one.
Yeah. Yeah, might as well.
Oh, so Mikey, didn't you say you signed up for the Bandai Judge for Digimon?
Yeah, I did. Right now they're just doing it. I didn't get picked for the first wave. They're just doing it for like bigger tournaments, but yes, they are expanding it. And that's a good segue. If you want to join, guys, you can go join the Bandai Organized Play. And yes, you can go there to get it. Like for all interested judges, our first exams are happening tomorrow. This was like the 29th. So you'll be given a specific role, blah, blah, blah. And then you could do it. So you just had to like that. And then, you can go be a judge or take your test to become a judge. Because they're trying to get more judges out there. And it got a overwhelming response that first day. They're honestly shocked. So, just bear with them. But yeah, they're working really hard.
That is a good thing for the game. Just to remind.
Yeah, it is. And guys, that I'll give Andrew the server, and he'll have it in the show notes, because there's official rulings, there's ruling questions. Put me to work, and they're in multiple languages too. So there's literally like French and Dutch and Spanish and all kinds of stuff. So I mean, yeah, if you pretty much every language well, there's 5. So they try to cover all the major regions. So yeah, and the general chat. So there's a lot of us in there. So yeah, and there is One Piece banter that goes on in the general chat. It's Bandai stuff. So yeah, it's good that we have the judge program trying to get rolling. It's very awesome. So hopefully I'll get to be a judge here soon. And then I can actually judge our tournaments more officially.
We'll have an official judge.
An official judge. And I'll wear my Grand Poobah hat and run around. But yeah, I think that's a good note. It definitely shows that just from this massive, overwhelming amount, and I get it, there's going to be people that just want the judge packs, just want the judge stuff, but I really want to do it because I just like knowing stuff. I like being able to answer questions, and like I said, just make our tournaments more efficient. Besides relying on Mega Sweatmon and everyone who's just played a lot to be like, oh yeah, that's not how that works. And he was a judge for Dragon Ball Super, so I mean, and I'm pretty sure he's, once it opens up, he may even, I haven't talked to him in a minute. He may have even got in the first judge for that. So we may actually have a judge already. Yeah, that speaks great for the card game. Like over 700 freaking people signing up to be a judge. Come on.
I think a lot of those were just like, oh, I could be a judge and get judge stamped cards.
Well, for sure. I mean,
people fishing for them judge promos.
Yeah, well, eBay for way too much money.
Well, I mean, Pokemon was the same way. I mean, think about it. Who doesn't want a cool judge playmat?
Yep. But then whenever you get asked a ruling,
Oh, duh.
my name's Patrick.
Okay, that's me like 70% of the time. I'm like,
Allow
wait
me
a
to
minute.
refer you to the rule book.
Let me
Google
pull
that.
up the official rule book. There was another Discord that is also very good, and that was the Digimon card game judges, and that is ran by Sushi, Robo Sushi, and some of them, and it was a good one that kind of made like not real judges, but they were testing because they are official judges, kind of testing you, being like, okay, so you do know your stuff, you can go out into your community and you're not a belligerent idiot. You can do it. You can do it. Kudos. Yeah, so that now we have the official program. So that's good. And it's ramping up for One Piece, and of course, like, it's for everything. It'll all be there. So, there's the judge level 1 test is up right here now, but they're mainly wanting for big events, for the Ultimate Cups and all that. I'm glad you mentioned that. I forgot to give you all the update because I didn't get it.
Okay. We stand by you.
We stand for Cataclysmic Cardboard and the security check. I was about to say, I think that was the only like real big topics we had.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, there's a bunch of reprints and then some of the new cards that they announced.
which when are we going to be doing? Because February it's going to hit hard and fast, so we'll have our draft pick episode coming up soon, I reckon.
Yep.
So that'll be fun.
Ooh, hopefully we can figure out this YouTube thing, and then we can do webcam videos and have pictures of the cards and another place to post the podcast.
I mean, I'm pretty sure all of our listeners would agree. I think they would like to see our ugly mugs. And oh yeah, I think they would love that. Oh,
Listen,
because it's just another form of digestible content. Listening's good while you're working, but if you're chilling at home, it's nice to see, because we're not too bad, actually. I think we've been really good about not giving like lots of descriptions and, people just being clueless of what we're talking about.
Right.
But yeah, that would be great for the draft pick episode for sure.
Digestible content. I don't know about that. I'm pretty indigestible.
You say that, but just wait.
it was we had that new guy join the server the other day, and he was talking about just guys with families that
Oh
have
yeah,
board games. I was like, I told Shay before we went to bed, I was like, well, I'm a target demographic.
yeah, baby. Oh. No, that was oh shoot, who was that? It was the now I feel bad.
New, where's the new people coming to? I'm gonna find this.
They're down here. My turtle bot quit working, so they don't get.
I see it. It's JJ706.
Yes, that was him. Yeah. Thank you, JJ. You found a home, and we welcome you, brother. We welcome you.
Unfortunately, I am not one of those guys. I am, over 30 and still play card games, but I do not have a family of my own. So I'm the odd man out in this scenario.
Yeah.
Jordan just has animals.
Yeah, here's the quote. Quote of the week. I found the podcast was like, sweet. Guys with family over 30 who still play games. Sigh. Yeah. Yeah, that's us.
We've definitely like the server's definitely grown a lot too. Like,
oh yeah, I'm gonna have to get my Rudy Poo in gear and get my bots back to working. Like Carl Bot needs to pick up his freaking slack and start actually giving people. I'm gonna have to tweak him and fix him again so he can actually like pick roles when you select roles. Oh yeah, guys, if you didn't know, there is a welcome tab, and you can select your role. So yeah, where is that? Where is that chat? Now that I'm talking about it, it's not announcement. It's not rules. Where the frick is it, boys? God, you think I would never ran a server before?
yeah, I know a lot of people haven't picked their roles, but Mikey, you're the only person with Dragon Balls.
Oh, it's in the welcome tab at the top.
Yeah,
Welcome to...
I mean, there's 21 people in the server that has selected Digimon as their
8 Pokemon, 12 Magic. And I've even got cool names. Carlbot needs to get his Rudy Poo in gear because you got Digidestined, you got Trainers, and then you got Fearsome Critters, but there's only like 3 people for MetaZoo. And then you got your Duelist, which is Yu-Gi-Oh!, your Planeswalkers for Magic. I didn't have a cool name for Flesh and Blood or Dragon Ball Super, so sorry, guys. And One Piece will be
people without one or sleeves.
Yeah, the sleeves. The sleeves.
Yeah, as always, I'll have the Cataclysmic Cardboard server linked in the description.
Yeah, but
ways
we
to
do.
get a hold of all of us.
Yeah. But we have swore to pump out more content and do more for you all.
And for the fun of the game.
Hey, it's just healthy and it's fun. Like I said, I'm ready to get rid of some prizes. It's it's going to be not super fast. You guys know how we roll. If you've made it this far into the podcast, you know how we do. You know how we be. But good old cardboard is holding us to higher standards. And I've got some Pokemon prizes now. We still got Digimon prizes.
I was gonna say I still need to give you that box. I've had that box. I've had that box literally since VT9 came out.
Yeah. So box tournament, be on the lookout in Digimon, and then I am in the works, and I know a lot of people getting some custom made sleeves for the security check.
Heck yeah, security check sleeves. Sign me up, baby.
So working on that right now. Would love to do those with Prismatic Defenders, but I don't think they have a way to do that. But
to do custom sleeves right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still working on. I'm gonna give them another day. And if they don't message me, we'll hit them up.
Listen, I'm done sold on them though. I mean, I loved Dragon Shield for years, but after re-sleeving most of my decks, it's just because I wasn't sold on the oracles because the rainbow effect would made them too foggy. But the double star foil, it's freaking clean, dog. And if it's too much for you, you can just go with the regular star foil matte.
Yeah,
sexy.
Both ways are definitely recommended, and hopefully we can get a discount code soon to give out
to all you wonderful people.
But for the time being, shout out to Prismatic Defender.
Yeah,
yeah.
Shout out. I posted a video on my YouTube today. It's already got over 1,000 views for the Prismatic Defenders. So
shout out! I'll still buy your shit.
Yep, we still buy them. Our decks aren't going in anything else.
I mean, they're not. I literally just spent 2 hours the other day re-sleeving which maybe I should have held out, but I bought like 6 freaking boxes or packages of the matte starfoil, the obsidian starfoil. So yeah, I'm ready to roll. My Pokemon gonna be blinged out at Knoxville Regionals. All my Pokemon decks are in them. Besides one, but I did use the inners on those. Wanted to run my cool dragon sleeves, but still running those starfoil inners inside there.
Listen, this the Dawn deck, Chef's Kiss.
Dude, I'm telling you, like it just makes them pop. It's so sweet. Like, and I actually both my One Piece decks, I just used the normal, just obsidian sleeves, and then just starfoiled my Dawn. I'm like, they look so good. I don't know why. It just made it pop more. Like every video I've posted with it, people's like, "What are those? What are those?"
How'd your cards look like that? New year, new sleeves.
New year, new sleeves.
More content.
I guess we do need to start working on that, making a schedule and stuff. That can be the question of the week. What night is good for you guys? I mean, I want it to affect because ultimately it's up to us and if we can be here to like host it, but I want to know what night's good for you all.
For a tournament.
For a tournament. Yeah,
Yeah.
for a tournament.
If Security Check was to host a weekly tournament, what would be the best night for you?
Yes. And then once we get Digimon set in stone, as we branch out, others might join. But right now, what night is the best night? And they're all open. You guys just vote. But this is a very important question. We need you guys to vote on. Also, I guess now would be a good time to plug that. If you haven't rated the podcast, please do. Because if you Google Digimon TCG podcasts, Memory Gauge pops up and then the Security Check.
Oh,
So,
man.
yeah. So as of right now, according to Google, we are the second listing on Apple and Spotify podcasts for Digimon. So please give us a 5-star review. I'm not twisting your arm and saying you have to give us a 5-star review, but please give us a 5-star review. I think that's all I got.
Yeah. More content, more content, more content.
More content!
Everything's content, as Critical Role would say.
They're not wrong.
Side note, I've been listening to Critical Role, and D&D's been on the brain. So
Wait,
if I hit you guys up for a one-shot...
have you just started Critical Role?
Oh, no, dude. I started forever ago, but I jumped back in.
Dude.
Well, which campaign are you watching?
I'm on campaign 2 right now.
Okay.
Oh, baby.
I didn't really listen to campaign 1, but campaign 2 has had my heart.
Listen.
I'll jump back into it.
I won't say don't listen to it, but go watch Vox Machina. Go watch the anime.
Watch that one with me.
So good. So freaking good.
It is excellent. Well, I think it's about time.
I believe so.
This has been episode 10 of the Digimon TCG podcast Security Check. Thank you for listening, as always, and we will catch you next time.